This is very exciting. I want to welcome, first of all, the graduates, their family, friends, our distinguished speaker, Governor Madeline Kunin, also our Honorable Mayor, Tom Bazan. Tom, where are you? Tom. And also Susan Elliott is here from Representative Peter Welch's office. Susan, where are you? It's hard to see. Hi, Susan. And also we have the Commissioner of the Vermont Department of Tourism, Megan Smith. Megan, where are you? Hi, Megan. Welcome. We're here today to celebrate the graduates and the accomplishments of the inaugural, the first class of graduates from our Community Kitchen Academy in Central Vermont. It's been really a long road, actually, in getting here. This academy, of course, could not have happened without actually this building. We needed a kitchen. So the planning of this building started about 4 years ago. And it involved a lot of different steps in order to get here. We had to raise a lot of money to make this all happen. And we had a lot of help along the way. We won a Vermont Community Development Program grant. We received a challenge grant from Senator Leahy that was probably the last earmark to come out of Washington. We received a really great low-interest, long-term loan from USDA Rural Development. And we had the generosity of many individuals and corporations, and also, our agency was able to put in some of our equity. And we couldn't have done this without the many different partners that we had. And this is a dream really that has come true. This facility, even today, is already changing people's lives. All along, when we built this facility, we had planned to have a commercial kitchen. And it's a kitchen that we wanted to be able to provide fresh, healthy food to our food shelf, and also to salvage food. We used to get at our previous facility, we could get sometimes 200 pounds of tomatoes from the Foodbank on a Friday. And it was so hard to give it out immediately before it rotted. Now if we get 200 pounds of tomatoes, we make it into tomato sauce. So it's something that doesn't go to waste and really feeds our community. And this wouldn't have happened without our partnership, particularly with the Vermont Foodbank. Together, we planned for probably, around 2 years to make this happen. And we opened this building on, I think it was July 5th, we were in here. By July 20th, we had our first class of the Community Kitchen Academy. And, that's really pretty much an amazing feat. And we've been so impressed with the students from the Community Kitchen Academy. This has been such a great class. And under the direction of senior chef Jamie Eisenberg and assistant chef instructor David Moyer, they've learned how, the graduates have learned how to put together menus and recipes, and they've learned all kinds of different cooking skills as well. And all of them have passed their Serve Safe certification, which is a really important thing as they go on in their career into culinary arts. And all of us wish all of you much success in the future, in your future careers. The Community Kitchen Academy is just such a wonderful thing for our organization. So often, a lot of the work that we do are just meeting people's basic needs, helping people to get shelter or fuel assistance to keep warm, or food from our food shelf. But I think the highest thing that any organization can do, and in fact any individual can do, is to help somebody along, helping folks to get a career. And I think this is what this program has done. We have 8 wonderful people who now have a career, who will go out into the world, be able to make a living wage, and really be able to contribute to our society. Along the way, I want to recognize especially Jamie and Dave for being such fantastic instructors, such great teachers, and their dedication in making all of this happen. Also, our partner, the Vermont Foodbank, this couldn't have happened without them. John Sales and Chris Meehan and Michelle Wallace and Ed Fox and Brian Dermody. And on our staff, Carol O'Neill, and Jen Evans, and Kevin Weiberg, and David Rubin, and our project consultant, Howard Fisher. All of these people really were dedicated and worked hard and planned to make this happen. And we did it really so quickly and so successfully. Let's give all of them a round of applause. I also want to thank the folks who organized today. I mean, we've turned our garage, our weatherization garage, into just a fantastic space for having this kind of event. And it's the first time we're doing something like this. So I want to really thank Dave Fowler from Weatherization, who did an incredible job fixing up the garage and making it possible to do this. Also folks, Yvonne Laurie and Sherry Knudsen, Patricia Cunningham, Sally Hafer, Larry Sumner, Sheila Smith, Sheila Durlow, and many other staff to make this possible. It's now my pleasure to introduce Chris Meehan, who's Chief of Programs and Network Services at the Vermont Foodbank. And just to mention that this is the second Community Kitchen Academy that's opened in our state. The first one, the pilot anyways, was at Chittenden County Food Shelf. And it's really part of Chris's vision that this was made possible. So Chris, welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Hal. First of all, I just want to say that John Sales, the Foodbank CEO, sends his regrets. He was planning to speak today to you all, and I know he would have extended his congratulations to each and every one of you. He is a big supporter of this program and attends all of our graduations, so he sends his regrets that he can't be here today. He would have definitely been here if he could have. It is such a wonderful day. I think the Vermont Food Bank is working in partnership with CVCAC and the Chittenden Emergency Food Shelf to operate this partnership program. That's what Community Kitchen Academy is. It's a partnership program that started out with our partnership with the Chittenden Emergency Food Shelf almost 5 years ago. And the Chittenden Food Shelf is just about to graduate their 14th class. And from the very beginning, the Vermont Food Bank really did have the vision that we wanted this program to be available in other areas of the state for many reasons. Because of the opportunities that it offers people, but also because of the chance for us to be able to accept more donated food and to be able to process it into meals that can feed people who need it. That's the thing that is so beautiful about this program. It really is a win-win-win. We are taking food that would otherwise be wasted. It would be in the landfill, processing it into meals that can be used by families, and at that time, people are being trained into culinary professionals when they leave. So we really did want this program, in more areas than just in Burlington, and it took us a while to really hone it and get it to that place. But a couple of years ago, we started talking with CVCAC. We have a long-standing partnership with CVCAC. In fact, CVCAC founded the Vermont Food Bank. So back in 1986. So we've been partners for all of this time. Their food shelf has been a network partner of the food bank for all of those years. And when we heard that this building was happening here, John Sales got on the phone with Hal immediately and said, we want to work with you. We want Community Kitchen Academy in downtown Barre. It's a need that is being met now. Like Hal said, the greatest thing that can be done is really to give people those opportunities to be able to learn something and do something different with your life. So we're really excited about this new renewed partnership with CVCAC on this program, Community Kitchen Academy. And I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you for the amazing work that you've done over the past 13 weeks. Because you are the inaugural class of Community Kitchen Academy here at CVCAC, you'll always be remembered. and hopefully you'll always remember your experience here. You know, one of the things that I think is great about this training program is the experiences that you learn here, not just about you know, where you're going to go in your professional career, but the experiences you learn about helping others, about how food gets wasted and can be used in different ways. All of those experiences make you, I think, really top-notch. You're going to be top-notch in your field because of that. There are other people out there that just don't have a clue about it. So anyway, I just wanted to say, you know, congratulations. You guys are special. Because of all the great work that you've done, but also because, you know, you're the first class here. So congratulations. We wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Before I introduce our commencement speaker, I wanted to mention that almost all the equipment in the kitchen was donated by the Vermont Foodbank. And also, to make this program possible, we had a number of grants. And Jane's Trust was a really important partner, as was the Vermont Department of Labor. We got what's called a WET Fund, which is making this really possible. Also, Green Mountain Coffee Roasters has made a grant that also makes it possible, as has the Vermont Office of Economic Opportunity, as well as the Vermont Department of Tourism. And we've had other donations as well, but these are the major donors who have really made this program possible and has really brought this day forward for these 8 graduates. It is now truly my pleasure and honor to introduce today's commencement speaker for our Barre Community Kitchen Academy. Since the early 1970s, Governor Madeline Kunin's career has been one of service to Vermont and to our nation. In addition to being Vermont's first female governor, serving 3 terms, she has been a Vermont state representative, as well as our lieutenant governor. And during the Clinton administration, Governor Kunin served as Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Education. She also served our country as ambassador to Switzerland and Liechtenstein. Throughout her career, Governor Kunin has been a strong advocate for women's rights and leadership, the environment, children and families, education, and sustainable communities. She's a seasoned commentator and publisher of a number of books. Governor Kunin currently is the Marsh Scholar Professor at Large at the University of Vermont, where she lectures on history and women's studies. She also serves as president of the board of the Institute for Sustainable Communities, a non-governmental organization that she founded in 1991. Governor Kunin has created a lasting legacy in our state. She has inspired and mentored a new generation of women leaders, including our own board member, Deb Markowitz. She has been a forerunner in ensuring that our Vermont environment is protected and preserved. And she has also laid down the foundation for ensuring the well-being of children and families and helping to make Vermont the #1 place in the country, I believe, to raise families. Please join me in welcoming Governor Madeline Kunin.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this ceremony. And you know, the white tunics and the striped pants and the white hats look better than black caps and gowns. I mean, you're ready for work. You're ready to go. And I congratulate not only the graduates, but all of you who made this possible. Not only the bricks and mortar, which are beautiful and spacious and have an impact on how you all work and how you all achieve, because you do need, walls, unfortunately, and doors and roofs and a gorgeous kitchen, which Jamie Eisenberg gave me a tour of. It looks gleaming and wonderful. So, but bricks and mortar aren't enough alone. It's what happens in that space. And, you know, often things don't happen. You know, we all have dreams of what we would like to see. And we say, you know, can this ever happen? Can we ever get the money? Can we ever get the cooperation? Can we really put this together? And sometimes things fall apart because people can't work together, or their turf battles, or their money shortages, or their personalities that don't get along. But you did put it together. I mean, the many sources of money, both private and public, they just didn't fall into place by themselves. So a lot of people worked on that. And you have support just by your presence here, of your families, of your congressional delegation, of your mayor, of private funders who said, this is where I want to put my money, because this is where it will make a difference. You know, many people are asked to make financial contributions to many organizations. And one of the harder decisions is, you know, where will I really make a difference? Whether it's a small contribution or a large contribution. We all want to have the good feeling that if we contribute $25 or we contribute $2,500, somebody's life will be better as a result. And I think all you need is to come to this graduation and maybe eat some of the food afterwards to be convinced, yeah, here we are making a difference. Excuse me, and I know the graduates aren't sitting here by themselves. They're sitting here with the help of their families, the help of their friends. I mean, it's a rigorous schedule that you had to follow, whether it's 7 weeks. How many? 13 weeks, 7 hours. Is that right? 13 weeks, 7 hours. That's tough. That's more than a college student courses would take. And you're getting, many of you are getting college credit in addition. And I understand all of you have had job interviews, and 2 have firm jobs lined up, and others are at the edge, about to have jobs. I'm just going to have a drink of water. Sorry about that. So, you know, if you compare where you are today with where you were 13 weeks ago, doesn't life look different? I'm sure it does. And your families' lives are different too. And I'm sure families had to fill in as babysitters, as transportation, taking kids back and forth for those of you who are parents. Even possibly they gave you some financial help, who knows. But not only was it a team effort to create this building and these programs, it was no doubt a team effort for you to reach this particular day. So the congratulations go all the way around. And I'm a little nervous about naming names because I don't know all the names, just the names of the people I've met today and I've heard about before. But the most important names of all are yours, because what you do with the training you have received will really highlight, put the spotlight on this program, because you can proudly say you are a graduate and you'll pave the way for other graduates. So how well you do on your jobs will really create a reputation for the Kitchen Academy program. And you know, it's not only about getting a job, I suspect, though that's important. It's important if you can provide income for your families. It's important if you can be proud to identify yourself as being a paid worker here in the state of Vermont. But I suspect there are many fringe benefits that you've learned. Maybe you've learned that it's important to show up, that it's important to show up on time, which is a skill that will be very important for you in the workforce. maybe you've obviously learned how to cook. Well, a lot of people don't know how to cook these days. They just know how to go to McDonald's. And I'm not in a tirade against McDonald's, but there's more to life than McDonald's. There's more to nourishment. There's more to enjoying food. And so your families, I suspect, are huge beneficiaries of this program, because we know nutrition is so important. A balanced diet is so important. And I think you've learned that it's not more expensive to eat well and to eat nutritious food. In fact, it's usually cheaper. It's usually cheaper if you know how to shop for food, if you know how to cook food, if you know how to serve food. And I'm sure that your home kitchens, if you look in the pantry and the refrigerator, it may look a little different than before you started this program, with what you have achieved and accomplished. So it's not only how you will be on the job, and hopefully all of you will get jobs, but it's how you will be in your home. And you know, my husband and I were talking the other day. My husband, John Hennessy, is here with me today, and one of my biggest fans, which is nice. But it's, you know, the people who like to eat usually like to cook. The people who like to cook usually like to eat. And sometimes the two are not in balance, but I think you know how to put them in balance. So let's face it, eating is one of the pleasures of life. So we might as well enjoy it, and we might as well do it in a healthy, economical, affordable way. And the fact that you contribute to society, that you have, was it 5,000 pounds? 5,000 pounds of food. I mean, I can't even picture that. So, as you are helping yourself, you're helping the community by not only providing staples like food banks in many parts of the country are, you know, flour, sugar, huge chunks of cheese that are left over from commodity programs, but as I was looking in the refrigerator, egg salad, fresh vegetables, and I suspect somewhere there must be that tomato sauce that Hal was talking about. And that makes a big difference, because you're enabling the community to eat better, to eat more nutritiously, to eat a more balanced diet. So it's like the perfect win-win situation. In this program, you improved your lives, and in the process, improve the lives of the greater community around you. So it's one of the few occasions when things actually, we could say, this works. And, you know, we're in a period right now of hot debates, sometimes nasty debates about what the role of government is. And can government get anything right? Well, as far as I can see in this program, this is a prime example of a private-public partnership, but government was the inspiration. This goes back to the old-fashioned War on Poverty program. This is where this had the roots with Lyndon Johnson. And a lot of people think, well, none of that worked. Well, they're not right. A lot of that did work. We got Head Start. We got other programs that are helping people to either stay in the middle class and not slip into poverty, or work their way out of poverty. And I think we have to tell the story of programs that work, so that the naysayers can say, well, maybe government isn't all that bad. Maybe government does serve a purpose. And I'm trying to limit what I say about government. It is so tempting. take the Farm Bill just as one example. In the United States House of Representatives, they not only cut the food stamp program, for the short term, they eliminated it. So, bad government doesn't work, people cheat, which is all against the facts. But they didn't cut the farm subsidies for the very wealthy. So, government still works for those who have the power to get it done and to influence the process. I'm beginning to sound a little bit like Bernie Sanders. But the truth is, government, when it works, does change lives. And it also works best in cooperation with the private sector, when we can have that win-win situation. We also know that today, the divide between the very wealthy and the poor and the middle class, we cannot forget the middle class, is greater than it's ever been in the history of our country. Not since the Great Depression. So how do we prevent people from slipping further down the ladder? It is programs like this. Every Vermonter wants to be a contributing member of society. And, that's what you have the tools to be now. A contributing member, not to society just in the abstract, but to your families, to your neighbors, to your community. Let me just add one note, and that is, I'm sure many of you had a struggle to find childcare, to find the money for this program, and one of the books that I've written most recently is about family and work and the necessity for affordable, quality childcare. Affordable, quality childcare enables women and men to stay in the workplace. And the best anti-poverty program is still a paycheck. But we also have to recognize it is hard to find. So one of my political social pitches these days is to advocate for early childhood education, for paid family and maternity and medical leave, and for workplace flexibility. And in cooperation with the program and Hal and others, I'm going to give you a copy of that book today and be happy to sign it for you. But let me conclude by saying, your graduation spells hope. A lot of people give up and say, well, you'll never change people. You'll never get rid of low income. You'll never get over the obstacles. But they are the pessimists, and we have to put earplugs in our ears not to listen to them. The people who really change the world are optimists, and who put their optimism to work. So you spell out, this wonderful portrait of you all sitting here. You spell out hope. And I thank the people who just put down a few pebbles to create a path for you to follow. And you can do the rest. You can fulfill everybody's hopes, including your own, and thereby make Vermont and the country a better place. Congratulations.
I wanted to thank Governor Madeline Kunin so much for her wonderful remarks, and we have a little gift for you. As well as these flowers. Where is JB? Should we have Dave? Oh, Alan. I'm sorry. Right now, I'd like to invite Alan Wild, who's one of the student representatives, to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Bear with me, I'm not quite the public speaker as they are. We started this class because we wanted better for our family and ourselves, as well as our passion for food. But little did we know, it wasn't just a class about cooking. It extended to something more personal, recognizing ourselves. At the start of this class, I had some confidence and self-validation struggles, constantly second-guessing myself. I knew these issues, but couldn't recognize them until it was too late. Thanks to Chef Jamie and the events of this class, I've been able to recognize the feelings beforehand and self-edit myself. My progression and confidence level on the cooking side of things then took off. Most of us started this class with not much experience in the food industry, but I tell you what, I would eat anything that anyone would put in front of me. These aren't just my classmates and instructors, but now my family. Chef Dave, thank you. It's been great to get to know you. You've been someone we could talk to, and without bias, you responded to us in a way that was best for us. Yoda you are. Chef Jamie, thank you. I've learned more about myself in this class than I have almost my whole life. You've helped me look at myself in a different light. I now can say, I know I can do it. Thank you to my classmates, my friends. Remember, keep your eyes open because you never know who your teachers are. And if nothing else comes from this class, pride. 13 weeks of hard work and we did it. Also, my kids would rather watch me ganache a cake than watch SpongeBob, so that's definitely a plus. And last but not least, the next session, good luck, we set the bar high.
It's now my pleasure to invite Dave Moyer, our assistant chef, to say a few words. Come on up, Dave.
You were worried about following the governor. So I will say that I'm totally unprepared for this. Because it was kind of up in the air whether or not I would speak or not. But I can look at each and every one of you and feel just this amazing amount of pride and love that I have for all of you guys. You guys far exceeded my expectations and probably the expectations of most people you ever come in contact with. This is a chance for you guys to really succeed, and you guys welcomed it with open arms. And it's very admirable. You guys came to us to teach you how to cook, to help get you work and all of that. And I really feel that it was Chef Jamie and I that got the chance to learn from each of you. Kind of told you guys beforehand, before we actually got out here, that I was super proud of you all, I love you all. You guys are not only, our first session, you're our family too. Dear friends, I've got a couple of friends from all of you. We all had our moments together, each individually. The Yoda reference. I guess I could tell that story if you mind. Yeah. We were packaging in this food shelf, and there's a song called Lola. And Alan and I are actually big Weird Al Yankovic fans, and without skipping a beat, we both looked at each other and just started belting out his version of the song, which is called Yoda. And it was quite magical. We laughed. We didn't speak of it afterwards. It was, but it was great, and we all had our things, like that. I'm very honored and proud that I got to share this experience with all of you. I really, hope we do get to keep in touch. And like I said before, we're always here when you need us. You guys know how to get a hold of me. I love you guys very much. Please stop back. I'm not going to get upset this time. And,
Senior Chef Instructor, Jamie Eisenberg.
Thank you, everybody. Was that okay? Hello. How's that? Okay. So, boy, what could I possibly say? So much has been said. Thank you so much, Chris, Al, everybody. Thank you, for coming. This is, I was saying to some of the students while we were setting up that my family, the Eisenberg clan, has always thrown a great party, and I love throwing parties, and look at you. I mean, we're ready to really rock the house, and I can't wait to, continue the celebration just with everybody here, because you've all been behind the scenes. So many of you have been behind the scenes, and I'm looking forward to meeting the families of everybody, and thanks for coming, everyone. It's a really important, special thing that we gather like this and celebrate. And one last time, congratulations. I've been calling them my ducklings because I kind of feel like, the mother duck or the mother hen, and I count hens all the time. But you guys have come a really long way. And because you're the first class, I'll tell you something. Session 2 has some really big shoes to fill. It's not going to be easy for them because you really have forged the way. In a way, and had an impact that I actually really, and I was telling you earlier, I really didn't expect it. And I don't know why, it just was like, wow. I was so, all of a sudden, the world just opened up, and your potential started flowing out, and you came together as a group, and you started performing, and having fun, and you started talking to each other finally. It took them a while, and there just started to be this vibe. And this vibe was contagious, and I caught it, and I know Dave caught it, and it has carried through to this very moment, and I know it will carry through even longer because you created that energy. It's really, really wonderful. So I usually come up here and I do some of the nuts and bolts, really tell you what the community kitchen does. In that 13-week session, we do a lot of things. Be above and beyond our 2 big missions. Obviously, job training, getting these people into the workforce and helping them have sustainable lives and careers and sustain their finances for their families, and that they can have the confidence to move on and have some independence in their life. It's a big, big goal. Above and beyond that, we make some really great food. And you're all going to get to see some of the efforts of our production with the buffet that we have prepared for you, most of which were projects by the students that they started conceptually at the beginning of the class, and they had to come up with recipes, they had to cost out their dishes, they had to create production lists, and they had to actually make the food. So it has been an evolution over the 13 weeks that they have taken a lot of ownership of, and really responsible for, and a lot of character has come through in a lot of their foods, and confidence from doing that. So we have a curriculum that we really try to have them jump through as many professional hoops as possible. Food safety obviously is a really, really big part of what we do. Serve Safe certification is something that's a goal for food professionals so that they can go out to the industry and not make people sick. That's a really important thing. And they all have earned their certificates. They worked really hard to earn them. They had to study a lot and pass a national exam, and they all did it very well. And it was 100%. And that is not most classes can't actually brag about that. So that's amazing to me. We talk about professionalism. We spend a lot of time with communication skills and how to behave as a professional, and take some of our bad habits and look at them square in the face and say, okay, that wasn't working for me. What do I do? How do I replace that with a good behavior? And then own it. Really, it's like learning to play basketball or learn the piano. You have to practice that stuff and to get good at it. And they have seen a lot of progress in that respect. above and beyond cooking terminology, you know, what does it mean to saute versus braise and broil and boil and all of that, you know, we've gone through all of that. Planned menus, we've had a couple of great events. This group catered a two meals for our all-staff meeting here for 150 people. It was a great event, and we did it from start to finish as a team, and it was very well received, and I think it was a great experience. I pretend that we're a restaurant for a day, and everybody has a dish to do. We call it a la carte day, and you know, we're in the kitchen and the food shelf, and then all of a sudden it feels like a real restaurant. There's people in the dining room, and we're making plates, and you know, I'm expediting, and it gets a little tense, and you know, when they're done with that, they can say, "Wow, I really loved that. That was awesome," or "I never want to do that again. That was horrible." But at least they know a truth that they didn't know before. We talk about nutrition a lot. We do a nutritional analysis. I make them look at their own diet and do a nutritional analysis of that to compare that against some standards to see, you know, are they meeting their calorie goals, or are they exceeding their calorie goals, or where is the food going in their nutrition? And to say, you know, okay, I've got some work to do, or you know, it's not balanced, or I'm doing well, this is good, and I'm going to continue to do well. And I think they have a different lens for that now, a different set of eyes. It's a pretty an awakening process. I think it was Alan helped me this morning with a little thing I've never done before, but something I started at the beginning of the class is I started taking a copy of every single recipe that we did and just putting it into a file. And we counted how many recipes that we've done in 13 weeks, above and beyond what I call their core recipe packet. These are standards that most culinary students have to do. And we have tried 155 recipes in this class. So that's a pretty good number, I'd say. I keep them hopping. Soft skills components, the life skills pieces, budgeting, personal finances. Everyone has written a cover letter and resume. I made them take those cover letters and resumes out to potential employers, unannounced, uninvited, introduce themselves, look them in the eye, shake their hand and say, "You should hire me, I'm fabulous." Well, maybe they didn't say that, but they said, you know, so thank you for your time. Here, if there's ever an opportunity, I'm really interested in pursuing it. And so they all had to step up and do that, and you know, take some pride in themselves, or fake it. You know, some of them had to fake it, but at least they know how to do that now, because they have to be their own advocates now. You know, they will know how to do this into the future. You will know how to do this and continue to do it, because you're going to be worthwhile. You are worthwhile to go out there in the industry and have a place among your peers. Some bragging rights. It was darn close to 5,000 pounds of food. 4,956 pounds of food were produced by these 8 students that went directly to the food shelf to help families in need. That's a big number. Thanks to Chef Dave, he took meticulous records, so it's accurate, and I'm really pleased with that number. If you broke it down, that's 620 pounds per student that they actually produce themselves, and all of it has gone to people in need here at the food shelf. They've done a lot of other things. We had an opportunity to go to Trapp Family Lodge. Most of them went up there for the weekend and worked for a high-end wedding, and actually were paid and had job experience there to see what that part of the industry was like. Some potential job offers were probably going to be coming from that. We have one of our students, our graduates, is about to take a job with Sodexo at Norwich University. One has a part-time job in a local bakery. We have opportunities at Hunger Mountain Co-op that we've been nurturing. New England Culinary Institute, we've started a tight alliance with them. We've taken tours of facilities. And one of the greatest things of all is that they almost all have earned their college credits through this course. They can get 9 college credits. Those that are just kind of hovering on the edge have a couple of little things to do. So I'm pretty confident they're all going to have it within a matter of days, really. So that's pretty amazing, too. So that wasn't easy. So, you know, that's what we do. You know, it's vigorous, it's challenging. Like you said, showing up is one of the toughest things. Showing up is not easy. I know absolutely they all wanted to be here 100%. They all just demonstrated that right across the board. But life's struggles don't just stop because you're kind of busy doing something, right? There have been a lot of struggles in this group. Illness, you know, one thing or another have kept people out of class at times. Lack of childcare was a big deal. Homelessness, lack of reliable transportation. I mean, the people here at this agency know these stories. You know, this is life on life's terms. You know, all of us, no matter what you know, where you are in life, we have struggles, and they have too. But the good news is that they all have persevered right down to the bitter end, no matter what. And they have all shown incredible progress, and they have all graduated. It's just wonderful to see that completion, that like right to the end. And you know, other great things. Some of them quit smoking in the class. I mean, wow. And if they haven't, they're thinking about it. Some have sought assistance from other programs here at CDCAC to help develop a better credit score, or you know, find better financial security by using agency help. So they all know how to ask for help and are starting that process above and beyond coming here, which was a giant risk in the first place. Some have you know, done volunteer work. Some are working part-time just to build their resumes. They know now that they have to knit it together in different ways for success. And I think, can I say that you have a different view of success now than you did a few months ago? It looks different, feels different, tastes different. You know, they bonded as a team. They started laughing, smiling, joking, finally, you know. It was like, all right, come on already. And they did, and that was just like the sun came out for me. And I knew that when that happened, everything was going to be great, you know. I really did. It was like a real turning point. They've been showing incredible empathy for each other and support. They have giant hearts, and they know how to show it. They're not shy about it. And they really, really, really started to have a pride in their work, you know, their ability to see things through to the end and care. And it shows in their food. And I'm proud of that a lot. So, you know, everybody's different when they get here. Some students come here and it takes forever for them to break out of their shell, and some come in, you know, boastful and having something to prove. That's typical. It's a group of people. You know, it's just chance. And you know, some groups have issues. This group has had no issues. It's been wonderful. I could go on and on. They know I could go on and on. I talk a lot. But the best part is that your success, you've already had success. It's not like you're waiting for success. Success is right now. This is proof, okay? If you can do this, you can go on to do a lot of other wonderful things. You took a lot of risks to be here. There's a lot more risk out there. We talked about that a lot lately, you know? Some really big, deep breaths, like, wow, am I really going to do this thing? And it's not an easy decision, you know, how to break out of a way of being and to be a different way. It's not easy at all. I think that you all see that risk can pay off for you. It may not be instant. It's going to take a while, all right? But it's right there. You have the tools. There's no excuses. I mean, you know, you're going to have your path. Everybody has their path, your pace. It may not be the same for all of you. You know, we all do that. You might get off track, get back on track. And that's okay, you know. But moving forward is the thing. And you know how to ask for help. You know that we're here for you no matter what, into the future. As was said, we're family. We want you to be here. We want you to stay in touch with us. I'm very proud of all of you. I've enjoyed every day that I've been here. It's been a joy to come here. Some of you know that I'm new to CBCAC. I was in Burlington with Chef Brian. Where the heck are you? Over there. for quite a while. I've had a lot of learning process here too. It's taken me a while to, learn how to fit in here and to understand how this agency works. I'm incredibly thankful to, Carol Flint and Jen Evans, who helped me so much to get started here and flesh that out. And, Dave Moyer, brother, son, dude, whatever, awesome. Michelle, wherever you are, there you are. We've had Howard Fisher. I mean, a lot of great people. A lot of great people have come together to make this happen here. And I'm really, really proud to be a part of it. And I'm really proud to be a part of your life and your future, especially. Thank you. So we're going to give out our certificates to our graduates. And I think we're going to take
I think it's okay.
this way, and we'll go that way. Okay?
I think it's okay. I really do. I'm going to do this.
Charles Pitt, Jr. Your mascara? Yeah. Okay. Emily Separate. Ashley, sure. It's not a classic book. Okay, Danny White. job. And last but not least, the man with the ganache. Thank you so much. We are now in party mode. Help yourself.
One word before we start meeting, I again want to congratulate our first class of graduates. And also one of the things that Governor Cunin had talked about was bricks and mortar. That bricks and mortar is great. I mean, it made possible this program. But what really makes it possible, and what makes changing people's lives are the people who work here and our board of directors. So I really want to give a hand to the Central Vermont Community Action Council board of directors and staff for changing lives. And thank you all for coming today. Enjoy this festivity.